Hey, I'm David Tran, and I'm one of the co-founders of DOPE magazine. DOPE stands for defending our plant everywhere, and that's the people, the patients, and the planet. I want to share with you what the real cannabis industry looks like. We're back. DOPE started in Washington, but one of the first markets as we were trying to expand was Portland, Oregon. And I remember driving down and thinking to myself, what am I going to expect here in Oregon? And that was many years ago. And from my first visit to the first dispensary, I realized that Oregon was on the same path as Washington, and that there were some really incredible people that were pioneers. And actually that brings me back a lot to my past when, I was smoking cannabis as a young college student. Whenever the Eugene bud came up, we're like, whoa, 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 here it comes. I was like, what are those crystals? Wow, there were actually names and strains, and I think that's really where I started to understand cannabis a lot more. Realized too, there was a real culture down in Oregon. Well, it's incredible to go into a farm like PDX High Standards, where they've won several dope cups. Garrick is such a great guy also, and I think you always root for the guys that are actually pretty dope also. They opened their doors, where back in the day, this was private. You can't see this, and I think it's amazing that I get to walk into a farm now and that someone's willing to share their secrets and be able to be proud of what they have accomplished. I think it's even more amazing where oh, it's trim day, and got our kids' grandparents here. They're out in the camper. We're getting ourselves ready to eat dinner so we could start trimming, and I was like, ooh, that's awesome. It kind of reminds me of the time when I tried to get my mom to roll joints for my store because I thought she rolled great egg rolls. Yerba Buena, what an incredible farm with some incredible people. Being able to see their farm in person really personalizes why they are revered in the Portland, Oregon cannabis market as they are. They not only care about the cannabis, but they care about the people within their organization. They care about the community. They focus in on that, and then at the end, the product turns out to be great. It's incredible to see cannabis companies like Chalice go from a boutique farm to a publicly traded company. And to be able to watch the people in that process go through that transition and that hyper growth is very exciting. And for us at DOPE, we just support that success. And we want them to continue to have the resources to be able to concentrate on what they do best and allow us to do what we do well to help them. Well, while I don't necessarily eat sweets all the time, there's an exception for edibles. Sorry, I like them. And Laurie MaryJane's edibles, very boutique business that has built their reputation on quality, and a Dope Cup win tells it all. It says that they have maintained a level of quality that the industry is wanting and needs to have. And both of them are pretty dope too. They adopted some young child from China. Could have been me. I could have been adopted by some edible makers if we were in the right Asian country and I wasn't 43. Indo Expo is one of the most influential B2B conferences in the United States. They've curated a real opportunity for producers and processors to get a lot of information and a lot of very warm contacts in a short amount of time. I don't think you could travel all around the world and meet the people that you need to meet in the 2 days that you can go to a conference in. And that's why conferences are a very important way to connect with exactly who you're looking for and really geo-target in on what you're trying to get out of it. And there's a lot of hugging. A whole lot of hugging, because I'm a hugger. To me, there's really nothing cooler than to listen to a farmer talk about their plants. What we don't realize is how hard it is to get something from the seed all the way to the shelf. And it's hard to believe that when we pick up something at the store or we get a product at the end, that it didn't come that way. You know, it came from a seed, and that seed also is reliant on genetics so that we can understand what values and what medicinal values it has to that plant. So I have found a greater appreciation when I do roll up a joint and I actually consume it, that it came from someone that really cared, someone that really took the time and go through the process of fine-tuning that so that the plant could see its full potential. Honestly, it's hard to believe I get to do what I do. I get to talk about cannabis, I get to hang out with dope people, and I get to travel the world to talk about people's stories. So, stay tuned to the next episode, because there's more people to talk to, more stories, and a lot more fun. So stay dope. To go to a water balloon fight, and I was like, I haven't done a water balloon fight in a week, so you know what, let me gear up for it. And you know, there's a difference between a couple hundred balloons and 30,000 balloons. I did get hit several times on the neck area, but nothing that, you know, caused me to take any breaks. I continued to do my cycle of attacks and really ended up weakening, I think, on the way to a win. Until next time, Oregon, keep it weird.